got you, yes he do. If you got spirit.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Dap Divination. I'm Dap, and of course, if you are new here, how this works is you're just gonna pick a card. It's gonna pick a card, an image on the screen with your third eye, not your first or second eye, while we talk about what makes you intimidating, or what about you is intimidating to other people. We will look at it in different ways, like say the subconscious, like things that people project onto you without even knowing that's intimidating, or what they assume about you, as well as like say your actual defense mechanism when you feel attacked, like how you are intentionally intimidate people when you feel like you have to, as well as like the part of you that that's so great, or like the best parts of you that can be intimidating for people who don't have that certain skill or that certain trait, you know. And all this is like really subconscious, except for like the part where I'm like how you intentionally intimidate people. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. If you like this kind of video, if you like the content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's just a good way to signal to other people that the reading is worth watching. Now, you know, I always want to give you a reading worth watching, but also if you want to show some love, put some purple hearts in the comments. Say something nice in the comments. Let me know how it resonated. I love that. I love reading y'all's comments. Suggest the pick a card reading. I'm known to do that topic if you suggest it. If I know what you want, I give it to you normally. But I don't want to make this too long. I love y'all. Y'all know that. I'll see you at the reading. Bye for now.
If you got spirit, spirit got you.
What's up, pal number one? Welcome to your reading on what intimidates people. How do you intimidate others? What about you intimidates people, I should say. So I did roll the dice to kind of get the vibe of like who you are, or like where you're coming from. And you got, and I'll look at the cards too, and I'm like, this is interesting. So you got South Node and Pisces in the third house. The third house thing is what I'm like circling in on, because you pull the World, which is number 21 in tarot. So 2 + 1 is 3 in numerology, because we don't have double digits unless it's like an 11 or a 22 or 33, right? So that's 3. The value of that is 3. You have the 3 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. Bitch got 3, 3, 3, 3. All these threes. What, it tells me something. 3 is a number about communication, creativity, anything mental. It's one of the first spiritual numbers, right? In numerology. It's the Holy Trinity. It's like it's synthesis. It's someone who's able to take, say, individual concepts and create something new. It's a person who's a mix of different things intentionally that creates something uniquely original. That is you. And for some reason, for you, there may also be a comfort zone to like things that are familiar, and that has nothing to do with number 3. This is something I'm picking up on. Hold that thought though. I'm gonna pull some of these oracle cards that I made for myself. All right, so you have New Moon in Scorpio. Serious about transformations. So you may be at a turning point where like you've done some shadow work, or you've had some kind of situation that's kind of brought some unresolved things to the surface. You know, whether that's trauma, or whether that's like, you know, patterns that you have in yourself or whatever. And it's like, you know that you want to be better than that, or you want to kind of confront these things so you can be more peaceful, or like make better decisions and that kind of thing. The transformation through Scorpio is deep change. And it's not change that happens overnight. It's a lifelong thing, right? But it does say that you are on the road, or on the path to understanding more about yourself. And even like the not pretty, like nice things about yourself, you know, like that's why you click this read. Like, how am I intimidating? You want to know? Like it's like you're becoming more self-aware, and that intimidates people. By the way, that does intimidate people. People who live life on snooze, like in sleep mode, basically, or like they don't value that in themselves. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to know like the problems. They don't want to know anything bad about themselves, or know any. I'm never the problem. It's what they say. It intimidates them when somebody is actively trying to figure out how they are the problem. You know. That's interesting. You have full moon in Virgo, which is wake up from the fantasy. Yeah, I'd rather know the truth than be blissfully ignorant, right? Like, ignorance is bliss, but like, to be a fool, no. I'd rather know the hard truths. And that's where you come from. And that also is intimidating. Full moon in Leo, be seen. Stepping into your power also is about being authentic and not being ashamed of what it is that you bring to the table, or who you are, not your past, not your present, or who you're going to become. You're completely, this is me, you know, on a platter, like on a stage, in a sense. Like, being seen doesn't necessarily mean about attention. It's about showing up as authentically like as you can in any given situation. Of course, you're going to modify yourself as this. You're not going to act like at a job interview the way you act at a birthday party. You know, you can, I mean, within reason, but that authentic version of yourselves through those situations, though. Like, how do you show up? Bottom of the deck is, you know the answer. Very self-aware person. But initially what makes people kind of intimidated just by you being you, the things they project onto you, is the world. And it comes up in reverse on my end. There's something about you that, whether it's through like situations, like in relationships, or just how you move through the world, it doesn't, at this point, it's not hard for you to put something down. It's not about persistence. It's about knowing when to like throw your hands up and surrender. Say like, I can't do, like, you know what? I tried it. It's not for me. You're not afraid of saying like, something's not for you, or like, I don't want to keep doing this, or I know I don't want to go down this path. Even if you like were excited about it before, it's like, you don't say in situations that you don't find to be pleasurable for you, or good for you, or meaningful for you. You say you was wrong and you walk away. You're not afraid to say you were wrong. That's the theme of that, of this part of the reading for you, and that's intimidating. The fact that you are willingly like strong enough to walk away from people, situations, things that haven't necessarily paid out for you, but even when they're like promises, just stay a little longer, no, if I ain't got it by now, I ain't gonna get it. It's like you you don't say stuck. And you may also be drawn to pile number 2. You also have this ability to call back things, or situations or opportunities that passed you by. Like, say, like if you missed the boat on something, for you, a lot of times that boat will come back. Sometimes relationships, like exes, they circle you. Like situations, and things like from your past, or like you end up repeating a lot in this life. And that's what I was getting at when I said like, you kind of find comfort in like, say, the things that are familiar. Like you're the type of person, like, if you could work somewhere once, quit that job, work somewhere else, and then go back to that job. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like you go back to situations, but you do it to understand. I think on a subconscious level, you do it because you want to see like, okay, this version of me when I was doing this back then is completely different than how I am now. So I wonder if I'll engage with that situation or that person differently now that I'm different. Yeah, the answer is yes. But like, you do like the experiment, sort of like, you want to almost like test yourself through like the things that you've already done before, and see how you react to it and how they react to you. It's interesting. Oh yeah, by the way, signs I'm seeing so far: Gemini, Pisces, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Cancer. That's it. But I want to talk about how you actually intimidate people intentionally. Like when people are coming for you, when you feel attacked, your defense mechanisms, that thing. Like, how do you intimidate people? It's the 3 of Swords. Well, it's not actively aggressive, but when you're hurt by somebody, they're gonna hurt too. Like, what I mean by that is like, you do anything that you need to do to make them, like, you disappoint. Like, oh, well, it's giving, when you're heartbroken or when you're disappointed, especially if it's from somebody, you make sure they're disappointed too. Like, whatever they were expecting, you don't give anymore. Like, it's that thing. Or you also have a tendency to be one of those people where like you can be hurt, but you're going to present to the world in a way, or at least to this person that hurt you, that I'm better than fine. It kind of contradicts the whole, like, I'm authentic. It's not even conscious. I think you go out your way to try to be better, and they perceive it as like, oh, you really are doing better. And it ends up hurting them in a way, or make them feel intimidated. You also are a person that can see people's flaws crystal clear. So you may, like, if someone comes to you with some criticism, and it may be valid criticism sometimes, you may, okay, well, thank you for that feedback. Let's talk about you now. This is what you do. Da 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 da. Like, almost like you got a list and pulled it out. Like, damn, you've been sitting on that for how long? Like, how long have you been thinking this about me? It's like, it's intimidating. Because I feel like also you don't necessarily like call out like your disappointments in real time. You kind of let them fester a little bit. You're not one of those people that kind of says, oh, this is how I feel right now in this moment, how like upset I am, and I'm gonna let you know. It's like, not normally. Sometimes you like to sit on it, process it, make sure that it's not you, make sure that you ain't tripping. Like, you know, maybe even just watch or observe them to see if like this is a pattern for them before you know, just sitting on it. You hold on to it, but you acknowledge it to yourself, but maybe not to them. Well, when it all boils up, when it all hits the fan, baby, you talking about stuff that happened 8 months ago, 8 years ago. The little shit. You like, and another thing. Yeah. It's like, tell me how disappointed you are in me, like, you have been for this whole time. Like, basically, like, do you even like me? That's how it can make somebody feel. But, what's the thing about you that intimidates people from the most authentic self, though? Like your best light. Just being you in this area, it's intimidating to people who wish they were like that or don't know how to be that, you know? The Three of Cups. You are a person who definitely connects to people easy. It's like whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, doesn't really matter. I think when you see someone as a friend, you are really a friend. Like you go to bat for somebody. You are protected. Like I think you have this complex where it's like you often feel like a better friend than you have like for yourself. Like it's like if I had a friend like me, I'd be okay. But it's like you feel like maybe people don't give to you as much as you give to them, and not in an over giving way. So I think you honor like the relationships that you're in, whether it's platonic or romantic. Like you will go to bat for somebody. Like if you're there, you're gonna be there presently. The devil comes up as well. I think that's like a conversation more so about like how something about being your friend or being in a friend group with you or seeing how you like react and respond and engage with people like as a friend, it can bring out like some shadow in the other person, like some guilt maybe because they wouldn't do that, especially if they haven't really quite been there for you and they ask you for something or they get themselves in a situation you still help them out regardless. That hurts them. It intimidates them. Hopefully in a good way, make them, you know, be more like that if that's how they feel. But some people can end up trying to like push you away because they don't measure up. And I'm only saying this because I know this about the good things about you that intimidates people. It's still a good thing. I think in that situation, it's like, let them. Like, don't trip too hard about like, well, what is it about me that made them like, you know, cut me off after I was such a good friend, or like treat me this way after being such a good friend. It was the trash taking itself out, babe. Like, know that it was the trash taking itself out. Like, let it go, because it's a reflection of how they feel about themselves most of the time. But that's what I got for you. Tell me in the comments, let me know how this resonated. If this resonated, you can always book a personal reading. I love you. I mean it. And remember, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all you do. Bye.
Blessings in all we do. Spirit guide you.
What's up, pile number 2? Welcome to your reading on what makes you intimidating to other people, like intentionally and unintentionally. Yeah, we'll look at how other people may project certain traits onto you that may or may not exist, but end up intimidating themselves or finding you intimidating. Like this is like maybe people who you initially meet or don't know that well, acquaintances, coworkers, that kind of thing. But then we'll also get into, say, how you actually intimidate people in conflict, like maybe your defense mechanisms, how you avert or subvert, I guess, conflicting situations or when you're under attack. And we'll also look at how you intimidate people just by being your best self, like what's your best quality trait that people can be intimidated from in a good way, I guess. But we're gonna start off with some of these oracles that I've made myself, because we love a do-it-yourself queen. First quarter moon in Gemini. Facts versus feelings. Okay. Which is interesting, because like the dice that you rolled, by the way, I rolled the dice just kind of get your vibe, whatever. It was Mars in Scorpio in the third house. Third house of Gemini. This is a Gemini thing. This is about facts and feelings. Scorpio being the feelings, and the third house being the facts. So you may have Scorpio in the third house somewhere in your chart. I do, actually. I think my moon is in Scorpio in the third house. And that's the energy of almost like a, it's almost an oxymoron, or like something that doesn't really make sense, because it's like Scorpio is about deeply feeling things, right? It's about going through the depths. It's perception and a knowing through like those powerful feelings that you have, but not necessarily off of intelligence, like the third house kind of talks about. Third house in Gemini energy is about intelligence, what you learn, what you know, how you speak it, communicate it, the mind, basically. And it's an appropriate planet too. Like Mars is how you fight. It's your aggression. It's how you stand up for yourself. It's your defenses. It's all of that. And so we're, especially the reading about what makes you intimidating, you may have your Mars in Scorpio, but it's like saying you are really good with balancing both that energy of fact and feelings. So you know you're intense. You know your feelings are intense. You know you sensitive and you feel things deeply. So I think at this point in the game, you kind of pause and you ask yourself, wait, am I being me, or like, is this person really trying to come for me? Like, you may have to really ask yourself that sometimes. Like, wait, did they mean? Wait, do I think their intentions are to be mean or to be ugly, or am I really just taking it that way? You stop and you're mindful of that of yourself, because you are a very sensitive person. So that could be something that you can use to your benefit, though. You know, like if you know a person is just like acting out, or like they don't mean what they say, like in a way, like, or they're just emotionally immature, like it's harder to engage in anything like meaningful, like even if it's like a conflict, when you know the other person's not playing with a full deck, you know. You also have, on the bright side, you lean more optimistic than pessimistic. Even with that Scorpio energy, I feel like you naturally want to see the good in people, and you naturally want to feel good. Like you don't necessarily want to be like in your feelings or like feeling something negative. You don't want that. Like some people like find comfort in the depression, like, or like, you know, it's in a weird way. But I feel like you are more so the glass is half full type of person. Toxic feminine. Okay. You may have been that archetype before. You may deal with that archetype a lot. Toxic feminine just means someone who's not in their divine feminine power, meaning like they need attention and validation more than the love they're going to give. And they also give love for attention and validation. They may overlove, they may withdraw, they may do the chaser runner thing, they may idealize people, they may use their sexuality or their sex to their sexual power to maybe control people, or, you know, they toxic femininity. You may be accused of that sometimes because of like maybe your own views of your own feminine nature, you know. You may not fit the cookie cutter societal box that we tend to put girls in, or feminine energy in. There may be something that's kind of rebellious about that for you. I don't know what that means. But the one thing that does like get people a little bit intimidated like off the bat is the fact that you have this 8 of Swords energy. It's in reverse on my end, which is like they can't really put you in a box, or they can't necessarily figure you out. It's not that you're secretive or even that you're that mysterious. It's that I think you do know a lot of stuff, or you have a lot of interests, or you have a lot of opinions. The third house energy is opinions. You may have this, you just may be a very opinionated person. You keep up with stuff, and oftentimes your opinions may not match the narrative that people just get fed, like say watching the news, or it may not be the popular opinion. You have a lot of unpopular opinions, so people can't necessarily put you in a box, and that's intimidating. When people can't classify you as something in a nice, neat, tidy little thing, that can be intimidating for some people. You know? But the Eight of Swords can also kind of say, like, on some level, especially early on in the connection, like, say if you meet somebody, friend or potential lover, and like you notice something that you don't like, or you see something in them that you don't really vibe with, you're quick to just you're very detached going into it. I think you fall deep, and you can get like real attached once you kind of give it, once some time has passed, like, you know. But it's like initially you come off so cool and detached and unfazed and unbothered, and like, and will easily just be like, yeah, I'm not calling this person again. Like, and it can make people feel intimidated, you know, because people internalize that as like there's something wrong with them. But when you're actually in a conflict, though, when you actually, someone's actually like coming for you, claws out type energy, I don't think you back down at all. I think I don't think you really play games about that. I don't see no passive aggressiveness. I really don't see no passive at all with the Queen of Wands, and it's in reverse on my end. Okay, so you wanna fight. You got the right one. It's that. It's like I've really been needing to like let some steam off. Like I'm about to be like, it's really like you. Even if it's not physically violent, your words are violent. Like, oh my. Even if it's not, even if you are, I wouldn't lay a hand on you, bitch. Your words cut worse than whatever you could have done to me, like physically. Like the words, like you can come up, and it's like, and the thing that intimidates them is like you have a great way of somehow intuitively knowing the thing that a person is going to like react to the most, a thing that's gonna chop them down. Like, you know what the insecurities are. Even if you didn't consciously know, it's like when you get mad, you start spitting them out at them. Like, I mean, not knowing that you're throwing daggers at this person, you just saying stuff probably, but it's like your words be hitting them people in the throat. Like you would, sometimes you may be accused of going too fucking far. Like, wait a minute, hold up, what'd you say to me? The hell did you just say? I can't believe you just said that. Like, oh, like, oh, I didn't think that. Oh, that's too much. Like, it's like your hotness meter goes up like 1,000. Like it's I'm cool, maybe slightly annoyed, to like all the way to like gas the fuck up, like like raging. And because you don't like your peace being bothered. I think it does take a lot to get you there. That may be a saving grace of yours. Like, I think you have this certain sense of like detachment normally, that it does take a lot to get you to that place, or it has to come from a person who really fucking knows you. And it's like, and bitch, if you know me, like you, like I know you know me, then we shouldn't even have this issue right now. Like you shouldn't even came to me with this bullshit. You should have known that I was gonna cuss you out before you even said some shit like this to me, because you should know me. That's kind of how it comes out. Like, you should have known, like, that wasn't gonna fly. So I'm gonna give it to you extra hard when I think about it that way, because you knew better. Yeah, you hot. You be hot. You be hot. Oh, calm down. But so what intimidates you when when people come for you is the fact that you thought they may underestimate you. What they thought was a page, something like they can, you know, kind of poke at and like, you know, felt that they had some leverage over, something they underestimated. Turns out to be the Queen of Wands. Off with their heads. They didn't know. They misjudged the situation. Just didn't know they did. They should. Well, now they know. Moving on though, what is something that that people find intimidating about you, just like at your highest self? Like, what's the best thing about you that can be a little intimidating? Just from you being you, the Ace of Wands. You are remarkably creative, and that can manifest as a creative gift. Like, you may play the piano very well. You may be very good at singing, or you may be good at drawing, or like visual arts. You may just, there's something creative about you that you may even take it for granted. The Ace of Wands is not necessarily like this huge like defining thing. It could be like you just really good at at creating something specific. It could be anything. Candle making, it could be anything. But people see this as intimidating because, like, just because you have this affinity for it or a skill for it, because you probably do it a lot, like on your downtime or whatever. It could be a hobby, it could be whatever. It could even be your own intuition if you do readings. But like, it can be intimidating for other people though, like, because even if it's something that's just underdeveloped in them, they find value in what you do and who you are. So, I mean, you inspire some to kind of like go down a more creative path or try whatever, or try something new. But for a lot of people, it just comes off as intimidating. Like, you can play like that, you know. But that's what I got. Signs I saw, of course, Scorpio, Aries, Gemini, Leo, and Sagittarius. Is that it? I think that's it. Tell up in the comments, let me know how this resonated. You can always book a personal reading. I love you. I mean it. And remember, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings and all we do. Bye.
Divination, he got you. Yes, he do. If you got.
What up, pile number 3? Welcome to your reading on what makes you intimidating to others. What about you? So we're gonna look at maybe the subconscious initial, like maybe misconceptions people may project onto you, as well as maybe how you react, say defensively, like say your defense mechanisms, maybe how you protect yourself to intentionally be intimidating to someone who's maybe attacking you, you know? And then we'll also look at how you kind of intimidate people just by being the most authentic parts of you, you know? Like when people live in authenticity, a lot of times to people who are wanting that but not living that life, or the traits they see in you that they desire but don't have, that can be intimidating. So I went ahead and rolled the dice for you, by the way. You rolled Venus in Virgo in the 10th house. So one, you're very perceptive. You can have that placement, by the way. You may not have that placement. I don't think Venus loves being in Virgo at all, but because it pays attention to too much. Meaning, like, love is supposed to be something that you lose yourself in. You tend to notice every single thing. You keep track of what's given, what's been taken. It's almost like inventory. It's very in its own head, but like even when it's in its best energy, it's still paying attention. It's still keeping track. It's not getting lost in love. So I feel like you may intimidate your like potential love interests or like your dates more so than anybody. Sound what it's telling me. Because you also have like a very specific or intentional way that you want to come across to the world. Like you seem to know yourself. So that means that you like your reputation is important. Like how you viewed. It's like it is important to you. You can't really change how people see you. Like you can't control that, but you do. You are mindful of like what you are projecting out into the world, more so than other people are. Or you may also have a more accurate view of how people actually perceive you than other people do, you know? But you could have you could be a Virgo or have that placement in Venus, but you could also be a Libra, a Taurus, Capricorn, Scorpio, Aries is what I'm seeing so far. I do want to pull you a couple of these oracle cards that I made before we get into the tarot. Just still picking up on your vibe. We have full moon in Capricorn. Don't waste time on shortcuts. You're a dedicated person, and that in itself can be intimidating. I think you do have a certain sense of morality or a certain sense of like ethics that don't allow you to do anything that you feel would be against your own integrity. Like you have the type of integrity that people even on little stuff, like little bitty stuff, like if you feel like it's wrong or if it goes against like say what you believe in, even if it's the smallest thing, you don't stand for it. Like you don't break very easily. Like it's hard. You're a person that's hard to persuade as well if you've already made up your mind. So I think that intimidates people big time. Because it makes them question their own morality. It makes them question like, well, am I a bad person? Because like, you know, and I don't think you're ever really saying that. But people can feel judged by like the decisions that you make, like the small little things that show that you have character. You also have first quarter moon in Pisces, which is interesting, opposite of that Virgo energy. Exploration versus surrender. I do think you're a hardworking person, practical person for the most part, but there is an element to you that doesn't do well with like, say if you know you're not good at something, or if you know a relationship is starting to head towards a certain direction, I think you are more likely to cut it off. Like you're more likely to walk away from that friendship that may be going through something. It's like even before the other person's like ready, like they may still be in this place of like, you know, maybe we just had an issue, but I just want to see where it still goes. Like, you know, like you know, it's not gonna be perfect. You may be like, nah, I'm good. I'm just completely turned off of the situation at this point. Like, it doesn't take you much to get there, to hit that button and just eject yourself. And so that's intimidating for people. They wonder if they ever care, if you ever cared. And that may not have anything to do with the fact that you used to care. It's more like it's a self-preservation kind of thing. You also have full moon in Sagittarius. Shoot your shot. Because you pay attention, because you know what's up, like mentally speaking, like you are very perceptive. You know what risks, or what looks like a risky thing or a risky chance to take from somebody else on, like, on the other side of that, like someone looking in, watching you make a decision. Like, if it looks risky to them, like, it doesn't mean that it's risky to you. Like, you've already, like, done the research, or you've already, like, kind of weighed, like, the loss, the potential loss that could come from whatever you're doing. And when you decide to go for it, you go all in. And so to an outside person who doesn't really understand your process, or that you are actually, like, making an informed decision, they may see you as gambling, or like, wow, I was thinking you were gonna overestimate yourself. Like, you really did it. They get intimidated by that, because the way you do it comes off as like confidence, or pure confidence, when in reality you've been kind of like analyzing already. That's kind of what I'm getting from this pile, but it makes you look smarter. Anyway, so what's the subconscious patterns, or like the things that people project on you, like maybe early on, as a thing that intimidates them? You pull judgment, and I don't necessarily take that in the way like you come across as a judgy person. It's not that. I don't think you're afraid to give critique when critique is needed. But it's just that it's like just criticism in like the sense of productive criticism. You do that, especially like if it's a loved one or a friend. You're like, I don't know about this. Like, what if you did that? Like, you do that. But I don't think that's what we're talking about. I think it's more so like that thing we talk about, how like when you know yourself, that can be intimidating for people who don't necessarily know themselves, or like when you have a certain trait that someone values, or a skill even that someone values that they haven't nurtured, they can be intimidating. Yeah, you also have the Ten of Cups in reverse. And the Devil in reverse. You also aren't afraid to do the hard thing, or the thing that most people would shy away from, like the kind of emotional work, like say the shadow work, or even like say making those hard choices or sacrifices that need to be made, even when they're not fun. That can really intimidate somebody. That's kind of how you're seen. Even though you may think to yourself like, well, I mean, I have indulgences in other places, like I'm weak in other areas. Of course you are. You're human. But what you kind of project to the outside world is, I'm capable of anything. I can do a lot. You know, I really know myself, and like even the stuff that's hard that people don't want to do, I do it, and that's why I'm me. And that's kind of like what people get from you, and that's intimidating. It's intimidating. It's almost like you don't have a chill mode. Like for some people see you as like I have never seen them chill a day in my life. Like chill, and this person does not compute. Like they're always high strung. You may come across as really high strung. When your defenses are up, when you are say maybe in conflict with somebody, active conflict, like how do you intimidate others? You have the Three of Pentacles. It's been reversed on my end. You shut down and you stop cooperating completely, bitch. Like if I ever helped you, you're not getting anything. If there's anything you can benefit from me, or anything that I can contribute towards a betterment of your life, I'm done. Like you can find it somewhere else. You want to take back stuff. You want to stop doing. You pull the plug. You pull the plug. Yeah, that's not even just cutting off. It's like there's an element to it. It's almost like before I even cut you off, I'm just gonna stop doing stuff for you too. I'm gonna stop cooperating, and then I'm gonna cut you off. Like, wait, I'm gonna let you feel this before. Like this is what. Like I mean, I get it, but it's like that's how it comes off. It's intimidating. People feel like if y'all are in conflict, or if someone is on your bad side, they already know it's gonna be like like anything that even in cooperation, when I say like cooperate, it can even be like if they are say ready to forgive or ready to move on from the situation and reconcile before you're ready to. Anything they come to the table with, like even positive things, or like helpful things, if you're not ready to hear that bullshit, you are uncooperative. You have a counter argument for even the good stuff, even the actual points they have. It's like, no. I don't see it that way. I'm not understanding. Knowing good and well you understand. Playing dumb is a thing you do too. Like, you do that well. That's probably like the least defensive thing about it, but I would classify that as defense mechanism. A lot of times if you just want to avoid the heat, you just play dumb as hell, which is out of character, because it like, well, you know everything else, how you dumb about this? They don't believe you. Like, they don't believe. When you play dumb, they can see through it. Most people can see through it. They may not say nothing to you because they get the point, but they can see you. But what part of you shines brighter than the rest? Like, what part of you is completely authentic to you that people find intimidating? In a good way, I guess. The Four of Wands. Your ability to create community or to celebrate, say, your big wins, your small wins. People find a sense of home in you because of that authenticity that we talked about. Like, it's not necessarily people pleasing. I don't get people pleasing from this pile, but I do get somebody who makes space for others. And if you can help, you will gladly help do so in like the confines of what you can do. You know, you'll do the most. So it's like, and that's intimidating for people. It's almost like sometimes you can be put on a pedestal, or you can be looked at as the standard for what's expected or what good people should look like. And so people will have this unconditional kind of love for you, for that part of you, the part that they can see, or the part that they connect as, like, say, this giving, like, loving, perceptive person. And it can be a shadow to themselves, like feeling like they don't measure up or something. Instead of being authentically them and showing up in their own way, they kind of compare you to themselves and be like, I'm not like that, you know, and feel bad. But that's not your problem. That's not your problem. You know yourself very well. But that's what I got for you. Sign up in the comments. Let me know how this resonated. If this resonated, I love you. I mean it. And remember, if you got spirit, what? Spirit got you. Blessings in all we do.